Summertime, almost, and the living is easy. Well, kind of, sort of, I don't know, but make it easier. Make it easier for you. And you know how to make things easier for you? How to make you more mobile and more flexible? You know the answer. It's your yoga. Do your yoga and you will feel better. And we'll take a tangible measure of that in just a moment, just to prove it to ourselves. Hi, I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. That's Piper. And this is your yoga from home. This is where you do your yoga from the privacy of your own home. No judgment zone. Nobody's looking at you. You do it your way. You have fun with it. You make it work for you. It's a 1 hour long practice. This practice focuses on mobility and flexibility, and we're going to do some pulses today just to build strength as well. All of these things are interlaced. But ease off the pressure. You can do this. Just, let it be. Just have some fun. But the most important thing, do what's right in your body. I always say this every day because it is so true. You've got to do what's right for you. Maybe a pose, you take it to a lesser percentage. Maybe a pose, you skip. But just take it easy. Don't hurt yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself. All right, but I know what you do want, and what you do want is less stress, right? You want less stress, you want an improved immune system, and you want to live longer, and you want the quality of that life to be really good. There's one pose that'll make you do that, and you can do it right now, and that is our word of the day. It is smile. Truly, I know you think, all right, put a smile on my face. I'm not feeling it. Fake it till you make it. Go with the flow, as the song said in the beginning. But it is true, and I posted a little article about this in our group, Friends of 316 Yoga. Improve your immune system, reduce your stress, and live longer by putting a smile on your face. Do it right now. It really does help. Just take time to smell the roses today when you do your practice. Move through the poses and just feel good. You're going to need some props to make that happen. The props that you're going to use are our usual little props, yoga blocks. No real substitute. Get them, buy them. It's just fun buying them. They're not that expensive. You can get them anywhere. Target, Marshalls. You can find them online as well. A little hand towel is nice, an eye shade for final shavasana, and we are going to use the strap today. If you don't have a strap, get a dog leash that you're not using. Get a belt to your robe. It'll all work. And some water. Have some water. Let's start. All right, so come on up to standing. This is 1 hour long. Stick around as long as you want. Don't pressure yourself, but stick around and watch the stress number come down. So right now, lock in a stress number in your mind. Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10, whatever's going on. I want stress like she has. Lock that number in your head, and we'll come back to it at the end of the practice, and you'll be surprised. It really does come down. Place your hands on your hips, and let's strike that pose of confidence. Bring your feet a little bit apart. Send your shoulders up and down and back. So kind of shrug your shoulders, send them back. Hands on your hips, chest lifts, strike a pose. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a deep sighing breath out through your mouth. And you know what I'm going to say? Put a smile on your face. Take another deep breath in. And a deep breath out through your mouth. Let it go. Let's come on to our toes. Lift on up and come on down to your feet. As you lift and lower, keep your heels right behind your toes. Try not to let the heels splay out or collapse in. Find strength here in your ankles. We all need a strong foundation. Come up higher on the toes, down on the heels, keeping the heels right behind the toes. Maybe come a little higher. Maybe once or twice, come back onto your heels and lift your toes up. Just move. Breathe. Lift. Feel the lift out of your hips even. Just lift up through the crown of your head. Think of your yoga, I like this, as a moving meditation. You don't have to sit totally still. You're moving through your meditation here. Calves feeling it yet? Oh yeah, they are. Come on up high onto your toes and hold it for a second or two. And then bring the heels on down. Send your arms high up to the sky in an extended mountain pose. When you're ready, bring your palms, or interlace your fingers and bring your palms up to the sky. Chest is lifted, little bend in your elbows might be a nice modification. And then sway to one side and hold it here for a moment. Chin away from your chest, top shoulder back. Breathe and little pulses. Down, down, down to the side. Not big, little pulses. Breathe. Come on back up to the midline of your body as you inhale. Exhale, take it to the other side and just hang out here for a little bit. Little pulses, chin away from your chest, top shoulder back. Come on up to the midline. And now gently take your sways any way you like. Just move. Reach through your armpits even. Breathe. Come on back up to the midline of your body. Just a little warm up. Feels pretty good. Hands behind your low back. Send your belly forward. Squeeze your elbows toward the back of the room. Look up to the sky. Maybe little pulses here. Just ease into it. No shock for the body. Just taking it easy. Enjoying little movements. And then exhale, hinge forward. A little bend in your knees feels good. Let your arms hang freely and heavily toward your mat. Let your gaze go back towards your knees. Shake your head a little bit. Move it. Let it be. Maybe it feels better to take a little wider stance. Just breathe. This is all about your spine. Little pulses here, maybe even. Think of your low back. Decompressing. Let it feel super good. Still your body, but let your toes wiggle. Lift them on up and give them a wiggle. Slowly, when you're ready, keep your chin tucked to your chest. Roll your spine on up. Come on up. Arms go back up to the sky. Up, 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 right? Lift out of your chest. Put a smile on your face, and let's do arm circles. So big arm circles, or not so big. Kind of wake up the shoulders and add in the knees. Hands come down, knees go down, arms go up, knees go up. All right, just move here. Maybe take it slowly and take your bend, your chair-like pose a little deeper. Come on up and down. Take your arm circles in the other direction. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Stan. Hi, Linda. Hi, Lori. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Esther. Hi, Barbara. Mary Jo. Margaret. Kelly. Steve. Roger, Tim, Connell. Nice to see you here. Come back to standing, arms high and lifted. Take a big breath in, and a big shoulder softening breath out. Let your arms come down by your sides, big coat swing. Adjust your feet so you're comfortable, no right or wrong. The movement is good. As long as it doesn't hurt, you are in good stead. If it hurts, back out of it. Don't do it. We're not here to hurt yourself. We're not here to say, ooh, I took the pose this deep. Nope. You're here to feel good, to move, and gain that flexibility and mobility one breath at a time. Shoulders are relaxed. Sway. Touch your backside. Touch your hip. Maybe close your eyes and challenge your balance. And then finish up. Come back to the midline of your body. We're going to do Ragdoll. So good for your low back. Look down to your feet. They should be in line with your hips. It's about 2 fist widths. So you're going to measure because you're going to bend over here. Fold forward. Hands toward the earth. Maybe you want to hold on to your calves. Maybe bend your elbows and bring your hands to opposite elbow creases. A little bend in your knees might feel super good. Maybe widen your feet a little bit more. Maybe just wiggle your hips for a second, letting them know that, hey, we're going to do something fun and comfortable here. We're going to relax. Let the crown of your head hang toward the earth. Let your gaze go up toward your knees or your navel. Feel the decompression of the low back. Lift your toes up. That's a little bit of a balance challenge, isn't it? Lift your toes up. Give them a wiggle. Start to gently sway from side to side. Elbow back toward one knee, then the other. Feel the good movement in your low back. You know, we say feel what you feel. You know, if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If it's just uncomfortable or you're just learning, take it slower, breathe through it. But just feel what you feel right now. Get your head out of the way. Don't think about it. Just feel it. Go with the flow, as the song at the beginning said. Live and learn. Come back to the midline of your body. Just hang out here for a second. Let your fingertips release to the earth. Gaze back towards your knees or up towards your navel. Just feel good. Slowly, when you're ready, walk your hands out to the top of your mat, bend your knees, and come into your child's pose. So that's your warm-up. How do you feel? You already feel better, don't you? It's just a lovely thing to move. All right, so knees can be together, big toes touching, hips back to your heels. You can bring your arms down by your sides, forehead down to a block or to your mat. You know this routine. Just come into your little child's pose ball of a position. If you're in a classic child's pose like I am, your thumbs are maybe touching your ankles and your fingers are reaching to the bottom of your mat, with or without a block. You decide. An alternative is your wide-legged child's pose. Knees spread wide, big toes touch, hips back to your heels, and then the arms really reach to the top of your mat. Head down to your block if you want, or down to your mat. Try to work your forearms down to your mat today. Feel what you feel. Press your hands into your mat, or if you're in classic child's pose, reach your fingers back further to the mat. Maybe if you're in the extended, reach your fingers even farther up to the top of the mat. Tailbone to the back of the room, crown of the head to the front of the room. Big breath in through your nose, big breath out through your mouth. Sigh it all out, let it all go. Engage your Ujjayi pranayama breath if you like. All that is closed lips and breathing in and out of your nose to calm your body and to just efficiently breathe. If it doesn't work, you breathe any way you want, but just keep your breaths long. Child's pose, come back to this anytime you want. Maybe you stay here for the entire practice. I think that would be really nice. You decide what you want to do, but right now I'm going to come out of this child's pose, sliding my hands underneath my arms, coming up to a neutral tabletop position, and then tucking my toes under towards my shins. I'm going to sit back onto my heels. So toes pose, right? All right, so you can use your blocks if you want. You can put a block behind your heels and have a seat here. That eases a little bit of the pose. Or you can sit back onto your heels directly. You decide. Hands to prayer center if you like, or to your thighs, or bend your elbows again and reach for opposite elbow creases. Close your eyes, soften your shoulders, and breathe. Big breath in and big breath out. Unclench your jaws if your teeth are touching. So the whole idea in your toes pose is to stretch out your feet. The pose you love to hate, right? But it does feel really good. Again, strengthening the feet, strengthening your foundation. Now the toes are really drawn towards your shins. You can stay right here if this is speaking to you. Kind of customize it to make it work right for you. Arms, like I said, anywhere you like them. Or you can have your blocks here, and we're going to go into an ankle stretch. So bring your feet, tops of your feet onto your mat, and we're going to stretch the feet in the opposite direction they just were. Sit back on your heels, use your blocks, maybe press into the blocks, pop your knees on up, and look forward. Take the ankle stretch, and just for a moment, get out of your head and get into your body. Feel how this feels in your ankles. Pay attention to it. And stretch it out. Bring it back to your toes pose when you're ready. Rest here. Big breath in, big breath out, and know you're going into the ankle pose next. So maybe try to take it a little deeper, a little farther. Let your toes relax. Feel the weight on your heels. Splay out the toes. Let them have some space. Even let the pinky be touching the mat. I think a lot of times the pinky gets shortchanged in this. Breathe. Take it to your ankle pose, and with or without the blocks. Without the blocks, you're challenging your balance a little bit. Lean on back and let it feel good. Maybe use your hands down by your sides. Take it as far as feels interesting. Just shake it up a little bit. If you're not used to taking it so far, take it a little farther. As long as it doesn't hurt, just take it and go for it. When you're ready, come back to a neutral tabletop. Lift your toes up, squeeze and scrunch your feet, circle the ankles, tap them out. Time for cat-cow. Come to a neutral tabletop. Shoulders over your wrists, knees underneath your hips. Lengthen through your spine as you push hard into the earth. Exhale the air out of your lungs. Tuck your chin to your chest and your tailbone under. Arch your back high up to the sky. Press harder into the tops of your feet and your hands. Inhale, cow pose. Tailbone lifts, crown of your head lifts. Marry this pose to your breath. Two complementary poses like toes pose and ankle pose. Cat pose and cow pose. Move your body. Get that range of motion going. Breathe. Feel what you feel. Even out. And finish up. Neutral tabletop. Extend your right leg long. Plant the ball of the foot into the mat. pressing your foot into the mat. Think of like sliding the mat, making it 2 inches longer by pulling the mat with your foot to the back of the room. Nice stretch in your calves. Cross the right leg over the midline of your body. Hug high and squeeze in the upper inner thighs. Press equally into your hands. Equally, both hands, same amount of pressure. Lengthen through the crown of your head, and as you exhale, turn to the left and look back to your right foot, which is now on the left side of your body. Inhale, come back with your head to the midline. Bring the leg around to the right side. Plant it down. Take your right hand. Reach for your right ankle. Reach for your right ankle. Look between your legs. And then come back to a neutral tabletop position. Shook it up. A little different there, right? All right, extend the left leg long. Plant the ball of the left foot. Press the ball of the foot into the mat. Extend your mat 2 inches. Really press, squeeze. Press hard into your hands, equally into the hands. Big breath in, big breath out. Cross the left leg over the right. Squeeze high in the upper inner thigh. Press equally into your hands. No favoritism in the hands here. And then take your gaze over your right shoulder. Look back to your left foot, to your left knee, to your bottom. Breathe. Sweep the leg around. Extend it long. Plant the foot. Take your left hand. Reach for your left ankle. And look between your legs. Breathe. Come back to your neutral tabletop position. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Let's thread the needle. All right, bring your right arm high up to the sky. Exhale, bring it on down. Bring it on down. Bring your right shoulder down to your mat. Can't quite reach, maybe bring the block in. And just so you feel good, let the shoulder touch the block. Your gaze is to the left. Left arm reaches to the top of the mat. Reach. Reach, reach through both sets of fingers. Your arms are kind of like in the letter L. Reach the right fingers to the left side of your room. Reach the left fingers to the top of your mat. Inhale, unthread the needle, send the right arm high to the sky. Look up. Exhale, plant the hands. You're back to the starting position of a neutral tabletop. Left arm lifts up to the sky. Look up to it. Exhale, thread the needle. Arm comes under. Other right arm goes to the top. Come down to your left cheek. Breathe. Big breath in. Big breath out. Just in time, Christy. I know you like thread the needle. All right. When you're ready, come on back. Neutral tabletop, and send the left arm high and look up to it. Let's do it again. Both arms come down. Right arm lifts. Look up. Twist. Exhale, thread the needle. Come on down to the right shoulder. Left arm reaches high to the top of the room. No rush, no hurry. You come as close as whatever works for you. Don't fret it. Don't fret. All right, unthread the needle. Right arm goes high. Hands meet. Neutral tabletop. Other side. Left arm lifts. Look up, look up, look up. And then exhale. Thread the needle. Arms go like the letter L. Left cheek comes down. Breathe. When you're ready, right arm in the neutral tabletop. Left arm goes up. Finish up. Now, real neutral tabletop. All fours on the ground. Cat, cow, chin to your chest. Inhale, cow. Guess what? It's time for plank. Let's do plank, because plank is such an overall good conditioning exercise. All right, maybe you want to grab a drink of water or whatever, and let's get into plank. We're going to do a 1-minute plank. Lots of ways to do it. You do it however you like. You stay as long as you like. I'm going to set a timer just so you can measure your improvement. We all like to measure how we are improving, whatever improvement is to you. All right, so maybe neutral tabletop. Maybe slip your knees back further and your arms forward further. Hinge your weight into your arms. Press into your arms, and you can hold it right here. Another option would be to drop down to your forearms. Maybe send your legs a little bit longer. Elbows underneath your shoulders, hands spread wide, and having the weight hinged a little more forward. You can feel your belly kind of tighten up. Stay here. Another option is your dolphin plank. Your arms are in a dolphin plank. Maybe you tuck your toes towards your shins and then lift on up and hold here. Another option is your high plank. So many options. Come on now, decide what you want. Press into your hands, shoulders over your wrists, legs go long, and you hold a high plank. I'm going to take a reverse plank. Today, I've been doing that a lot. Several of you say you really like it. All right, to do that, fingers toward your feet. Legs can be one of two ways. You can have your knees. I know I'm driving my husband crazy. He's going to set the timer in just a second. But maybe have your knees bent and press on up to almost like a tabletop. or send your legs long. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's go right now. Come into your variation of your plank. All right, shoulders over the wrists for stability. Press into your heels. Belly is tight and lifted. Gaze up to the sky. You're already 15 seconds in. Maybe that's where you decide to stay, and maybe that's where you decide to come out. It's all good. So now we are 35, 34, 33 to go, almost halfway there. 30 seconds. You've done it 30 seconds, 30 seconds to go. You decide, how is it for you? Re-engage through the chest, re-engage through the belly, stay lifted. 20 seconds left. You've been in it 40 seconds. You are rocking it. 45 seconds, 15 to go. Just 10 seconds to go. 50 seconds in. Breathe. Hold here. You've got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Come on down. How did you do? You know planks are so good. Even 1 second of a plank is better than nothing at all. All right, let's get back in to doing more core. All right, send the soles of your feet together to touch. Maybe sneak a drink in too. Knees open wide. Hike your heels on up, up, up to your groin. And just sit here for a second. Really hold on to them and just see how high you can get those heels. Knees open wide. Breathe. Now release your hands. Let your heels work a little bit away. Hands to prayer center. Come on down. Come on down. One nice consistent speed. Once you're reclined, hike your heels up or away a little bit, whatever feels right. Knees open wide. Fingers lightly to your temples. Take a deep breath in, elbows open wide, and a deep breath out. Let it go, maybe sigh it out. And when you're ready, on your next exhale, peel on up. Let your legs come on up. Let your elbows and knees touch, and then bring the feet on down and elbows on down. Lift, have them touch, and lower. Lift, keeping them open pretty wide, and lower. Lift and lower. Lift the legs, elbows, shoulders up, elbows touch the knees. Come on back down. Try to stay open though. Try to stay open. We're not going to draw the knees to the midline quite yet. Lift and lower, keeping your feet together. Lift and lower. And then let's finish. Lower all the way down, legs go long, arms go long, stretch it out. Breathe. Bend your knees. Bring your fingers lightly to your temples. Let's do bicycle here. And let's do bicycle pulses. All right, lots of options for you today. Perhaps you keep your shoulders down and ride like a recumbent bicycle, drawing one knee closer to the chest while the other heel drives to the front of your room. You could keep the soles of your feet down, peel your shoulders on up, and bring your left elbow towards your right knee and pulse it here. Then do the other side. Pulse it on the other side. I'm going to ride bicycle with the legs and arms lifted, but I'm going to pulse it about 5 times on each side. Leg extends. Pulse the elbow toward the opposite knee. Maybe 3, 4, 5 times. Pulse, pulse, pulse. So the idea here is we're just switching it up. The little micro movements increase your strength. It's a challenge, isn't it? But just enjoy and have fun. One more little set, and then we'll call it quits. Come on down. Extend long through your fingers and toes. Wiggle your hips, let it be. Let's go into a variation of boat. You got your strap, you can use it if you want. I'm just gonna pull up onto my 4 arms. Elbows underneath the shoulders, palms spread wide. I'm going to have my legs long. Maybe lift one leg, then the other, and just enjoy this. Nothing wrong with staying here and doing this. Maybe you lift both legs up and hold them here. You adjust the height, and then drag your knees in and up towards your chest, and then drive through your heels and extend. Keep your chest lifted as best you can here, and draw the heels in and drive the heels out. Breathe. You come up with your own variation. Maybe you do one at a time. That's good too. Just take it in layers. Play with it and make it work for you. So now, when we did our frog crunches and stayed wide and open, now we're bringing the knees in at the midline and just sliding them up toward our chest, then sliding them out toward the wall. Breathe. And if you're doing it with the strap, that's good too. You know how to do that. Tomorrow, every practice is different. Tomorrow, we'll do our boat pose in yet another way. All right, let's finish up here. Legs go long, press on up to a seated position. Shoulders over your hips, arms go high in your extended mountain arms. Lift and lift up the corners of your mouth as well. Breathe, smile. Reach your hands towards your feet. Send your gaze towards your knees. Elbows hugged in. Maybe you're holding onto your calves. Just fold forward a little bit. Now make your way up to a standing on your knees position. Have your 2 blocks nearby. We're going to do our lunge sequence for our hips, and we're going to do it a little different way. All right, so I'm going to grab a drink and let's press on. Okay, so you got your blocks. That's the way we usually do it. Stand on our knees. That's the way we usually do it. Let's bring the right leg forward, knee over ankle, nothing new yet. And then this left leg, if you want, you can send it super long on your mat like we normally do and stay right here as you enjoy that nice stretch in your left hip. I'm going to bring my knee back a little bit, but not a whole lot. All right? So what I'm going to do is right now I'm going to lunge on my knee. Maybe you're stretching out that back leg. I'm going to come to the lunge on my knees by lifting my arms up. Then I'm going to tuck my back left toes and I'm going to press up just a little bit, lifting that back knee just a little bit off the mat. You can stay right here. You can pulse the knee down. If you prefer, you can bring your hands to your hips, but just a little pulsing here. Now shift your weight back a little more. Think of the back heel driving more toward the back of the room. Press into your right foot, really press into it, and breathe here. Little pulses build strength. How are you liking it? I don't know. Does anybody like this? Breathe here. All right, let's take this to a triangle, a pyramid-like pose. Straighten both legs. Breathe here. Bring your hands to your hips. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Hinge your chest forward, keeping your legs in that little triangle. Reintroduce your blocks if you moved them. Bring your forehead towards your right knee, and your left heel is lifted. Breathe. Now, right foot is your foundation. Maybe scoot your blocks a little farther forward. We're going to send the left leg up the back wall, coming into your half splits. So weight into the right leg, left leg lifts. Use your blocks, adjust them. Gaze back to your knee, lift your left leg up. Breathe. Let your left foot meet your right. Send your right leg back a little bit, not terribly high. Bend into both knees and come into your lunge here. Hands off the blocks, or maybe you keep them on the blocks. Maybe this feels comfortable today. Perhaps you've sent your right leg really long and you're working on your hip flexor. All right, so get adjusted here. Right knee is now hovering above the mat. I don't know where you want your hands, your hips or up toward the sky. Breathe. Little pulses in this knee. Drive back that right heel to the back wall. Breathe. When you're ready, let's take our legs, straighten them up, press into your blocks. Breathe. Draw your head to your left knee. Maybe hands are on the blocks or on the ground. Breathe. Big breath in. Big breath out, hollow out your belly. When you're ready, shift your weight back into your left foot this time, maybe pressing into the blocks. Right leg goes high or no blocks at all. Breathe. Right foot meets left. Hands capture your calves. Elbows hugged in. Nice big folded in half body. Breathe. Wiggle your toes. Sweep your arms up. Come on up into a standing position. Reach through your fingertips. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Shoulders soften. Hands to prayer center. All right. Blocks are at the top of your mat. Let's keep them there for a second. Hinge forward as you hollow out your belly. Walk your hands forward and come into a downward facing dog, but use your blocks underneath your hands. All right. So step your feet back so you have your heels slightly lifted. Press into your hands, into the blocks. Pedal your dog. One heel down, then the other. Adjust your stance so you get that nice stretch here, but keep the blocks here for just a moment or two. Walk your dog, bending one knee, then the other. Heel comes down, shake your neck, let it be. Now still your heels. Now adjust your stance in your legs so that your heels can actually touch down and your feet are flat on your mat. Adjust your stance, wider, more narrow, up closer to the blocks, further away from the blocks, whatever it takes. Bring your heels down. Big breath in, big breath out. Heels are down. Now if you want, maybe bring your hands down to your mat. Tailbone lifted, shake your neck a little bit. Breathe here, enjoy this static stretch for a moment. Make it doable. And then readjust your stance with your hands on the ground, elevate the heels and pedal it out. Breathe. Still your heels, walk your feet to meet your hands or your hands to meet your feet. Sweep your arms up to the sides of the room. Come on up to standing. Bring your hands to prayer center. All right, so flat feet. How did you like it? It's just kind of nice to explore and just try something a little different. And the blocks kind of make it more accessible, don't they? All right, tree pose. Nothing special here. Your usual tree. Hands to prayer center. Take a deep breath in. Maybe eyes are closed. Give your toes a wiggle. Think of them as roots and then let them root into the ground. Use your right foot as your foundation to begin today. Take the weight out of your left and open up the knee to the left side of the room. Place the heel of the left foot inside the right ankle. Bring it higher up onto the calf or bring it higher still up into the inner thigh. Just don't put the foot on the knee to make your knee bend sideways. You don't want to do that. Drive the outside of the left knee to the back of the room. Hands at prayer center. Maybe a chair is here for stability. Maybe your hands are on your hips. Maybe you grow your branches. So many choices. Just try. Don't always go from 0 to 60, right? Do something different. Press the backs of your hands to the back of the room. Sway your branches if you like. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. And maybe take a long blink. Hold your eyes shut for just a moment or two. Challenge your balance. Bring your hands back to prayer center. Guide the knee to the front of the room. Left foot meets right on the mat. Other side. Root into your left foot. Open up the right knee to the side. Maybe you're balancing on the toes right here and you want to close your eyes and stay right here. That is a challenge. Perhaps foot lifts a little bit or a lot. Just skipping over that knee. Driving the right knee to the back of the room. Hands wherever speaks to you today. Maybe drive the backs of the hands to the back of the room. Chest lifts a little higher because you are strong. That left leg is rooted into the earth. It's not going anywhere. You are strong. Breathe. Do you want to challenge yourself by closing the eyes a little bit? Try it. You know, that one is a challenge. You got to tell yourself, I'm doing this with my eyes open. What really changes with the eyes closed? Come on, it's your proprioception. Your body's ability to know where it is in space without the eyes helping. But oh, the eyes help so much. All right, let's come out of it. Hands to prayer center. Guide the knee gently and kindly back to the front of the room. Plant the feet. You will look taller. Let's do this. Bring your body into the shape of the letter Y, pressing the backs of the hands to the back of the room. Feet are firmly rooted. Life is good. Your body looks like the letter Y, for you will look taller. Now bring your elbows down. Here's the W shape. Will. Squeeze the elbows down. Shoulders down. Really let the shoulders relax and the elbows are weighted. There's your letter W. Now the letter L. Bring the forearms parallel to the earth. Hug them in. T for the word taller. Pulse the backs of the hands to the back of your room. Let's do it again. Big letter Y, big letter W, 2 big L's forward and back, 1 big T for taller with the pulsing. Breathe. Arms down by your sides, eyes closed. How do you feel in your standing posture? Blink your eyes open. Bring your hands to your hips. Feet hip-width distance apart. Chair pose, you're familiar with that. Let's do it with our hands on our hips. Bend into your knees. Bend into your knees. Chest is forward and lifted. You're not down looking at your toes, you're looking forward. Put a smile on your face. Sink a little bit lower. Bend the knees a little bit more. Hold onto your hips and start your pulsing. Little teeny pulses, nothing big. Put more weight back into your feet. So much weight that you can give your toes a wiggle. Pulse your bottom, down, 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 but keep your gaze forward. Keep looking forward, don't look down. Keep pulsing your bottom toward the earth. Strengthen those quads, strengthen those ankles, strengthen those glutes. You got it. All right, drinking bird, remember that one? For that, let's come up onto our toes. Come up as high as you like on your toes. Maybe stay right here and pulse. Pulse it down, little teeny pulses. Little pulses, and you could have a chair here, totally fine. Pulse it down, maybe add in the arms. Take your arms away from your hips, send them toward the back of the room with your palms face up. Breathe. Now flip it so your palms are face down. Let your pinkies squeeze towards your low back. Open up wider through your shoulders, through your chest, little teeny pulses. Let's finish. Heels come down. Arms sweep up. Oh my goodness. How did you like that? Take a deep breath in. Look up to the sky. Take a little back bend. Nice job. Hands to prayer center. Forward fold. Let's try that down dog again on the blocks. Put your hands back on your blocks. Walk your feet back so your heels are elevated. And then pedal them. Pedal, pedal, pedal. If you don't have the blocks today, no big deal. You can do it without them. But the blocks make bringing your heels down a little easier. So play with it here. Bring your heels down. Adjust your stance. Your ankles are going to love you for this. Shake your neck. Press harder into your hands. Tailbone lifts to the sky. Shake your neck. Look back to your knees or your navel because your neck is loose. Let's finish up. Put a bend in your knees. Keep your hands on your blocks. Hover forward. Take your little bear plank here, an elevated bear plank. Now knees up and down a little bit, kind of like we did in our earlier lunge. Arms are strong. You got it. And when you're ready, let's come down to our knees. And then down to your bottom. Take your blocks. Maybe grab a drink, bring your blocks between your legs. How do your ankles feel? Give your ankles a wiggle. Give your toes a wiggle. Are you finding perhaps that you have more flexibility in them? So you're here kind of just getting ready to do our wide-legged forward fold. Move your ankles from left to right, like opening up through the pinkies and bringing the toes, big toes together. And grab a drink. Just move your feet. All right, so wide-legged forward fold. Knees spread wide, blocks between your legs. Blocks are our friends. Little bend in your knees might feel right. When you're ready, just hinge forward here. Blocks at whatever height, maybe forearms on your blocks, maybe forehead to your blocks. Play with the height, or no blocks at all, and just hinge forward. You decide how you want this to be. As you take an inhale, let your breath work for you as well. As you take your inhale, other than the obvious reasons, think of space between your vertebra and your spine. As you exhale, let your chest come closer to your blocks, closer to the earth. As you hollow out your belly, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Big breath in, lengthen up. Big breath out, soften up. Breathe. As you're ready, maybe you want to stay here. And if you stay here, totally fine. Don't worry about it. You don't have to do everything. You do what is speaking to you, and maybe you're feeling incredible progress or just joy in this pose, and it feels great. So stay here. If you'd like to move on, press on up, back, shoulders over your hips. Take a block and place it on your right knee. Lengthen up through the midline and then turn towards your right knee and then bring your head, your nose, your chin toward the block. And just realize I can touch this block. Wherever you are, you can touch your nose or your forehead to your block. Breathe. Find the height that is right for you and then play with it a little bit. Lowering it, lowering it, lowering it. Hands, if you remove the block, you can hold on to your calves, elbows hugged in, maybe forehead to your knee. Slowly, come on up, keep looking at that right knee. Come on up, 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 shoulders over your hips, and then turn toward the middle. Let's do it on the other side as well. Bring your block, or blocks, whatever works. Look toward your left knee, and then hinge toward that left knee. Just use the little blocks as your little measurement to see where you are and where you want to be. Take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Soften in your shoulders, soften in your jaws. Big breath in helps you find length. Big breath out helps you find your depth. Elbows hugged in. Hollow out your belly, make space. Slowly come on up. Keep looking at that left knee or your blocks. Come on back to center. All right, the blocks are just kind of nice to bring the ground up to you, bring your knee up to you, whatever works. Let's go into a couple spine strengthening poses. Let's come down onto our belly and do cobra pose. So come onto your belly. We're going to do it a little differently just to shake it up. Legs are long. Zip your legs up. Press the tops of your feet into your mat. With your arms, bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, hands spread wide, look down your nose. This is a Sphinx pose. You feel like Sphinx. You look like Sphinx, right? Breathe here. Stay here if you like. Feel the compression in the low back. If you'd like to come into the cobra variation, bring your gaze down toward the mat. Neck is long. Slip your hands under your collarbones. Feet are still zipped up. Press into your hands and a little lift here. Gaze down your nose, look forward, and little teeny pulses in your arms. Elbows are hugged in. Just press into the earth and then give a little bit. Press and give. Breathe. Maybe press on up to your fingertips. Look down your nose and hold right here. When you're ready, let's come on down. Bring your gaze down, bring your arms down. Take a deep breath in, arms by your sides. Turn your head so your left cheek is on your mat. Left ear on your mat. Bring your gaze back to the middle of your mat. Turn your head in the other direction, right cheek to your mat. Maybe your right ear to your mat. Then come back with your head to the midline of your body. Bend your elbows now and bring your hands on top of each other, right underneath your chin, your forehead, elbows open wide. Spread your legs a little bit and then lift your legs a little bit. Lift maybe one leg or the other. Feel your pelvis in the mat.
Hold it here. Big breath in, big breath out. Maybe take it to like a swimmer in the legs. Maybe kick your legs, pointing the toes. Breathe. Breathe. Little kicks or static. If you're static, lift your feet up a little higher to the sky and just hold. Maybe the little pulses, the little swimmer feet feel pretty good. When you're ready, plant your legs down. Bring your hands under your collarbones again. Press on up through straightened arms. Look down your nose. Seal pose. Soften in your glutes. Think of your hips spread wide to the sides of the room. Breathe. Then come on up to a standing on your knees position. Take your hands to your low back. Squeeze your hands toward your elbows toward your spine. Breathe, look up. Come on back onto all fours. Half pigeon pose. Bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Send your left leg long and straight on your mat. Top of your left foot on your mat. Maybe work your right shin a little more parallel to the top of the mat. You could slip a block under your right glutes to ensure that your hips are equidistant. Press into your hands, gaze down your nose, hold here. Maybe press on up through your fingertips, hold here. Lengthen through your back left toes, hold it right here. Or come out of it if you want, or take it back down onto the palms of your hands. You decide. Maybe lift your right hand up. Maybe lift your left hand up, squeezing your elbows back and down and hold. Finish. Hands come down. Remove the block if you used it. Tuck your left toes under. Right leg goes back. Shake it out in like a fire hydrant or donkey kick. Knees come down. We have another side to do. Left knee, left wrist. Right leg slips long onto your mat. Left shin, perhaps a little more parallel to the top of your mat. Adjust your hips so they're equidistant to the mat. A block will keep you honest. Press into your hands, gaze down your nose. Breathe. Stay right here. Maybe press on up to your fingertips. Stay right here. Breathe. Focus. Maybe you want to lift one hand or the other or both. Squeeze the elbows back and down. Chest lifted and forward. Put a smile on your face because you're strong. Finish. Hands come down. Shake it out any way that feels good to you. Shake it out and be done. Come on to your back. Bridge pose. Have your strap, your eye shade. This is good news, right? Bring it on up toward your shoulders. Come back in your bridge pose. You're lying on your back. Soles of your feet are on your mat. Knees in line with your hips. Ankles under your knees. Press on up to your bridge pose. Use your hands. Press your hips even higher. Wiggle your shoulders closer to your spine. Arms down by your sides. Today, maybe bring your heels up a little bit and try to tickle your heels. Reach for your heels. Breathe. Hips are high. Can't reach your heels? No big deal. Press your mat. Hands into the mat. Finish up. Slowly roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Find your strap. Find your strap. Send your left leg long. Left leg is long on your mat. Right knee bends toward your chest. Take your strap. Place the center of the strap underneath your right foot. Hug it in. Hug it in. Draw the toes of the right foot high, 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 almost overhead. Maybe a little bend in your knees makes it feel right. Left calf is long. Left leg is long. Left calf is long too, I guess, and your left calf is planted on the mat. Using the strap in the right hand, open up your right leg to the right side of the room, working the pinky toe toward the earth. Toward the earth. I didn't say touch the earth, but if you can touch it, go for it. But it's more important to keep your left shoulder down. Perhaps tee out your left arm as the leg goes to the right and look to the left. Bring the leg back up, switch the straps into the left hand, and let the leg go to the other side of your body. So you've created a half circle, a little rainbow arc over your body, working the big toe down toward the earth. But remember, this time the right shoulder stays down and the right arm tees out, and you look to the right. Bring it on back up. Play with it a little bit. Exhale to bring the leg down. Look in the opposite direction. Inhale brings the leg and the gaze up, and switch it to the other side. Play with it. Maybe one more time. Whatever feels good. Just get your own rhythm going. Isn't that true? We all got to get our own rhythm going, and they're all good, all just different. But just move. That's the big thing. Move, move, move. Right leg comes high to the sky. Pull it closer toward your head. Bring the other leg up to meet it. Let them both rest there for a second. Then bring your right leg down to your mat. Maybe you've got a good bend in your left knee. Just move. All right, arc time with this foot. Pinky down, gaze in the other direction. Leg comes up, and the big toe comes down on the other side. Keep this left shoulder on your mat. Look to the left. The looking to the left toward the extended arm helps keep the shoulder down too. All works together for that which is good, right? Breathe. I think one more time will even us out. That's about right, don't you think? And then we'll go into our final shavasana pose. Leg comes back up. Both legs go to meet in the strap. Give them a nice pull, holding onto the strap with both hands. Just breathe here. Maybe rock a little bit from side to side. Your elbows will stop you. Just rock a little bit. Let it feel good. Keep your core strong. Keep you from falling over. And then finish up. One more time. Toes high, high, high overhead. Maybe a little bend in your knees feels good. And then let's release the tension on the strap. Let your legs go long on your mat. A little bit of a spread in the heels. Let the pinky toes fall toward the earth. They just did that a moment ago. Let them fall again toward the earth. Cover your eyes with your eye shade or your little towel. And you know, sometimes you might like to put a little towel behind your neck in that little like mouse hole area here. And rest. Just rest. Shoulders away from your ears, arms down by your sides. You know, your final shavasana pose is perhaps one of the most important poses of your practice. It is your reintegration back into the world after this internal focus and movement in your body. Don't sell yourself short. Arms are long down by your sides, palms either face up if that makes your head feel better, or face down, palms down if that makes your head feel better. And by that I mean, what do you want today? To open up or to feel more steady? Wiggle your shoulders, get comfortable here. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Let your eyes rest heavily in the eye sockets. Unclench your jaws if your teeth are touching. And just breathe. Focus only on your breath. Don't think about what's next. Focus in this moment. Just right here, right now. Let your body be heavy, but let your breath be light. Big breath in. And big breath out. With the exhale, let it soften your shoulders. No tension there. Let it go. We did a lot with your hips today. Imagine space there as well. Flexibility, mobility. It's all within you. You have done it. You're doing it. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. If you would like, turn your head to the right. Turn your head to the right and let your right ear, or even your right cheek, come closer toward your mat. Keep your left shoulder down. Rest wherever you are. And then see maybe if you can let the cheek come even closer to your mat. And then rest where you are. Keep your left shoulder down. And breathe. Give the other side equal time too. As you take a nice inhale, slowly bring your chin, your gaze back up toward the sky. And as you exhale, turn in the opposite direction, finding rest, peace, flexibility, and mobility in your neck. Work with your breath. When you're ready, slowly bring your head back up to the midline of your body. If you can stay here longer, go for it. If it's time for you to move on with your day, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Ankles did a lot today, so give them some attention. Circle the ankles and the wrists out, and then circle them out in the other direction. Don't forget your toes and your fingers, wiggle them, squeeze them, scrunch them. Inhale, reach high up overhead. Stretch it out like a good morning stretch. Wiggle your hips a little bit as you reach through one hand, then reach higher through the other hand, almost like you're climbing a rope. Move your hips. Finish up, soften your shoulders, bring your arms down by your sides, bend your knees, and roll onto one side or the other. Don't always roll onto the one side. Roll onto one side's hip. Place your hands down, bring your elbow up towards your ear as your low arm serves as a pillow for your head. Big breath in, big breath out, top shoulder relaxes, savor the breath. The eyes closed. On an inhale, maybe keep the eyes closed right here in this moment. Enjoy it. Press on up using your hands or not. Press on up to a comfortable seated position. Put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly today. Shoulders are over your hips. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Have a moment of gratitude for your heartbeat and for your breath. Let it be a reminder to just take time today to smell the roses and enjoy what you got. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Gently blink your eyes open. You did it. Hands to prayer center. Stress number. What was it? Let's come back to it. This is your little tangible measurement. What was it then and what is it now? Your yoga works. It works. It works from the inside out. Have a great day. Your stress number is a lot lower. That's a really good thing. From me to you, much love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control today. Put a smile on your face and go forth and do good things. Love you guys.
peace. Bye. See you tomorrow. Tell your friends. Have a good day. Bye. Hey, Piper, why'd you go back? Good girl. Good girl. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. 195 days or so, give or take, till Christmas. Okay, stop focusing on that. Think about the moment. Be in the present moment. Don't worry about what's yet to come. Don't worry about the past. Enjoy the moment and take the time to smell the roses in the here and now. And that's what you're doing. I'm happy that you're still sticking with your yoga. Tell your friends about our yoga. They can do it from the privacy of their own home. And the best part is it's free. It's free for anybody and everybody. And each day the classes are different, and you know that. But you are building strength in your body. You are building mobility, flexibility. It's all good. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Take a deep breath. Enjoy the day, and see you back on your mat tomorrow.